Still waiting for an answer. When will schools stop become killing fields? Hi, this is an hour with Sir Noni editorial. The alarming rise of school violence in the Philippines, exemplified by tragic incidents such as the shooting of a principal in Cotabato and a teacher in Lanao del Sur, serves as a stark warning. This crisis is not confined to distant headlines. It can happen to your school, to your children, and to your colleagues. This disturbing trend demands urgent, comprehensive action to protect the sanctity of our educational spaces. The recent attacks on Arlen Dofredo Alcibar, on an elementary school principal in Midsayap, Cotabato, on August 12, 2025, by motorcycle riding gunmen, and the earlier fatal shooting of Danilo Barba, a 34-year-old teacher at Balabagan Trade School in Lanao del Sur, by a grade 11 student for failing grade on August 4, 2025, are more than just statistics. These are brutal reminders that the very individual entrusted with nurturing our children's minds are becoming targets. The pattern of violence extends beyond these incidents, with other teachers and students in regions like Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao and Soksargen are also falling victim to shootings. These include tragic deaths of young students, forcing schools to close and instilling fear where curiosity should have thrived. It is easy to dismiss this as isolated events in far-flung areas, but violence, like a contagion, can spread, and the underlying issues are pervasive throughout our society. The Department of Education acknowledges this escalating crisis, with Secretary Sani Angara emphasizing the need for stricter security measures. While essential steps like bag inspections, increased security presence, and controlled entry and exit points are being mandated, they are merely reactive. The deeper problem of pervasive bullying, with 65% of Filipino students reporting victimization according to PISA 2018, indicates that our schools are grappling with an internal malaise that breeds violence. This is not just about external threats. It's about the erosion of a safe, nurturing environment from within. To genuinely address the rising tide of school violence and prevent it from reaching our own campuses, a multifaceted and proactive approach is imperative. Number one, fortify our defenses and enforce discipline. Beyond superficial security checks, schools must establish robust and consistent safety protocols. This means a collaborative effort with local law enforcement and community leaders to monitor and mitigate threats. More importantly, it requires consistent and fair enforcement of school rules and anti-bullying policies. Students and staff must feel that rules are not just written but actively upheld, creating a genuine sense of security and accountability. The second thing that we must or that can be done is to prioritize mental health and emotional well-being. The root cause of violence often lie in unaddressed mental health and issues and emotional distress. It is no longer sufficient to focus solely on academic achievements. Schools must become hubs of holistic well-being. This requires a significant investment in comprehensive mental health programs as mandated by Basic Education Mental Health and Well-being Promotion Act, that is Republic Act 12080. Training teachers to recognize signs of distress, integrating emotional intelligence into the curriculum, and providing accessible counseling services are non-negotiable. We must foster an environment where students feel safe to express their struggle and seek help. preventing internal turmoil from escalating into outward aggression. The last thing that can be done is the cultivation of a culture of empathy and respect. Ultimately, the most powerful deterrent to violence is deeply ingrained culture of empathy, respect, and conflict resolution. This involves going beyond policies and actively teaching values. Schools, parents, and communities must work hard hand in hand to instill in children the principles of kindness, understanding, and peaceful coexistence. This means modeling respectful behavior, teaching effective communication skills, and creating opportunities for students to engage in positive peer interaction. Only when our schools are vibrant ecosystems of mutual respect can we truly eradicate the seeds of violence. The threat is real, and the responsibility to act is shared by us all. Let us make our schools uh, from potential battlegrounds into bastions of learning and safety. Thank you for listening.